don't know if
It's
you'd be
duck soup.
insane, but yeah, we'll talk about Duck Soup. The Marx Brothers movie, probably their most famous movie.
Yeah, that
It's
or A
definitely,
Night at the Opera,
definitely the one that I was kind of familiar with the most. Like, yeah, Duck Soup, Marx Brothers, that one.
which directed by Leo McCarey. We kind of touched on, or I don't think we actually the two, you and me, kind of talked about another movie called Duck Soup that was a short film that was a Laurel and Hardy, and he reused the title for this,
Mm,
going with the sort of animal theming of the
right.
previous Marx Brothers movies.
Animal Crackers, was it? Horse Feathers was the one we didn't watch, I think.
Yes.
And now Duck Soup, which, so I guess the backstory is that the previous Marx Brothers movies that we watched, I was not a big fan of. And so I was very curious to see how I would react to this one, which is like the one that everyone's like, it's the best. It's their best stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was pretty good.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so when we watched Animal Crackers after watching Coconuts, I was like, oh, Glenn's going to hate this because it's exactly the same. And I wasn't feeling that as strongly watching this movie, but also it feels like more or less the same thing, but just maybe done better.
Right. It is like the setup and the structure of it. It is like they haven't changed their shtick at all in this movie, really. Like their thing of like it takes place all in one location. Groucho is like some kind of wacky authority figure who shouldn't be in a place of authority. Like all of their character archetypes are the same. The sort of taking jabs at like high society are the same. But this one just feels a little more polished and a bit funnier, I guess. Like it just, I think it all kind of works a lot better in this movie than it has in the earlier ones. It feels like they're working out all of the. It's like they're basically making the same movie over and over again, and it's getting a little bit better each time.
Yeah, that is true, right? Like, and they're even using Margaret Dumont again. Who, really is like does feel very essential to the formula, much more essential than Zeppo.
Zeppo once again is like he's also there.
Yeah. And this is the last movie with Zeppo. He
oh really?
Yeah, he got sick of doing all this, and so
I mean, fair.
What I was hearing is that like Zeppo was quite funny and did have like a lot to contribute, but because he took over from their previous brother, who was the straight man, he was kind of relegated to the straight man, and he just felt unfulfilled in these Marx Brothers situations. So yeah, he went and did something else after this.
Yeah. I also think this movie has is almost like feels accidentally very timely. Because I feel like their previous movies are basically just kind of satirizing like high society and like wealthy American culture, kind of. Whereas this is sort of has a broader scope of like international politics and like European countries.
Right.
And so it feels very. The impression I get having seen it is that it's mostly making fun of like World War I and the sort of like politics leading up to World War I and like the state of Europe kind of like around that. But because it was released in 1933, it feels very kind of like not entirely what's the word I'm thinking of, like prophetic, I guess, but it's like it feels timelier than I think it was even intended to.
You mean timely as far as like the lead up to World War II?
Yeah. It's like it does kind of feel like it's maybe taking a couple jabs at like fascism also, but I wonder how much of that was like on their mind making this movie versus just sort of like in hindsight.
Yeah, hard to say. It does like I do like this a lot better than the extremely amateurish like Animal Crackers and Coconuts, but it is a movie where it's just like a bunch of bits happen with a certain coat of with a different coat of paint on them.
Yeah.
and this coat of paint is rather than I don't know, a hotel owner or an adventurer, it is a guy who is appointed the leader of Freedonia. And then there are some spies around as well, which are played by Chico and Harpo.
Some very effective, competent spies, as you can imagine.
Yeah, you could consider this political. I think there is like there are political aspects to it, but it's hard for me to see it as more than like a coat of paint in this movie.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like, oh, and that's like the theme for this one. It doesn't necessarily feel like they have any sort of big take that they have on like the politics of the day. They were just like, I don't know, what if we have some like soldiers and pointy helmets in this one? Right.
Yeah. I think maybe like one of the most salient political ideas is just like the how flippantly a lot of the political figures will treat like, let's go to war, like let's do a war.
Yeah. Which is sort of, I feel like, primarily satirizing World War One, but little did they know that they were actually satirizing a future war also.
Well,
kind of.
I mean, World War One was definitely a lot more pointless than World War Two.
True. On that note, I did also read that Mussolini banned the movie immediately, which the Marx Brothers loved. They were like, hilarious.
There are one of my favorite lines from this, which felt very like almost the most modern joke in it, was I think it was Chico going like, "Shh, this is spy stuff."
Yeah, there's a lot of like, I think the dialogue in this one feels a little slower, so the jokes land a little bit better. There's definitely a lot of like really kind of classic Marx Brothers wordplay in this that I did think was very funny. Like, we need a standing army. Why a standing army? Because they've got to save money on chairs. It's just like, it's all very dumb, but I did like it this time more.
I don't get it. That's exactly the kind of stuff that you hated before.
I don't know. I just like, I think before it was like, it made me roll my eyes. And for some reason in this one, I think it landed better. Like, it was delivered better. It was like, the timing of it works better. I think they're just getting better at like performing on camera and like editing it properly. And now it's actually being funny.
And this is also the first one that we've seen that hasn't been an adaptation. It was specifically scripted.
Yeah. I think that probably helps also, because it does feel less like it's like playing to a live audience and more it's like playing to a camera. One of my favorite jokes in this happens pretty early on, and it's a great like 1, 2, 3 rule of threes joke, which is that Harpo will be riding a motorcycle up for Groucho to jump into the sidecar, and twice in a row, Groucho gets into the sidecar, and then Harpo just rides the motorcycle away while the sidecar stays still, which is like, good funny joke. But then the third time, he gets in, Groucho gets on the motorcycle, and then Harpo drives just the sidecar away.
Yeah, Groucho thinks that he has defeated Harpo, but yeah.
Also, I just realized, I wrote down, why does nobody simply murder Harpo? Like, he's always bothering everyone around him. Everyone gets really mad at him. But everyone is just kind of fine. Like, no one does anything about it. He's just, like, causing chaos, and everyone's just sort of, like, huffing and puffing.
Harpo's bits are the kind of bits that I wish I did more in the world. I wish
you want to grab people's legs more?
Specifically grab their hand and use it to hold up my leg and then make them wonder why they're holding up my leg. I've tried some Harpo bits in the last couple of days, and it didn't work out very well.
That's a shame.
It is fundamentally annoying.
You didn't ruin their lemonade stand?
Yeah, do like a grape stomping in the lemonade tank.
Yeah.
Some other kind of like I don't know, because I really love the Groucho quips. Where it's like he's telling people to get in the car, and he says, if you run out of gas, get Ethel. If Ethel runs out, get Mabel. Like, good stuff. He's got a nose like a bloodhound, and the rest of his face ain't that good either. Like, that's a solid joke.
It is, yeah. That's it. Like, I think the writing in this one just feels a little stronger than the other ones that we watched. I still think the editing in this is kind of janky. There's definitely some edits in this that are like, oof, yikes. But in general, this is not a movie that's really built around editing or even like visual gags that much. It's mostly like slapstick performance and wordplay. There's the mirror scene is very good. I think that's sort of like a famous bit from this movie.
That's right. Yeah, where Harpo and Chico end up impersonating Groucho by putting on a mask.
He does make himself very easy to be impostered.
He's wearing a disguise already.
Yeah.
He's wearing the classic disguise of a Groucho Marx mask.
But yeah, then Harpo and Chico are pretending to be him as if in a mirror and sort of mirroring all his movements as he's standing in a doorway. And then the other one will enter the room, and so then there's two of him. Stuff like that. It's very, very cartoonish, but I think that stuff worked pretty well. Another thing of like a joke purely for a joke's sake, which is very much like a Groucho, or not a Groucho thing, a Marx Brothers thing of like, this joke doesn't need to make any logical sense. We're just going to put it in there because it's funny.
Right.
Which is another thing that a thing I have against Marx Brothers movies that I think worked better in this one is like, the jokes felt like they had a bit more intention. A lot of them felt less like they were there just for their own sake, kind of.
Yeah. One aspect that did kind of feel like it was there for its own sake, which continues on from the other stuff, is the musical parts, which this movie is like a musical for, 10 minutes and then stops being a musical. Specifically, this kind of opening song introducing Groucho.
Playing Rufus T. Firefly, which is a great name.
That's a good name, yeah. And the song has a very like Gilbert and Sullivan vibe to it. Mm-hmm. The thing that I really like, along with that political commentary we were talking about earlier, is him describing all the things that he's going to do as ruler. And anytime he starts off saying like, oh, if people rebel against me, pop goes the weasel, and then he starts saying if they do some really innocuous thing that I don't like, pop goes the weasel. It's a brutal dictator.
Yeah, but that's the thing where it's like, oh, what a cut up. And then I'm like, in the context of this movie when it came out, like, that is a very dark joke. Yeah. And I don't know if that's how it was intended,
I think it was. It seems like this nod to some extreme darkness. We're at the end. We're closing in on the end of the pre-code era. We'll see how the Marx Brothers fare when they can't make references to death and sex.
Yeah, which they do a lot of in this movie. Actually, one instance where I think the editing in this movie is very good is right at the end, after war has been declared, and there's this like wild madcap scenes of war happening. Like, it's like every single individual shot, Groucho's uniform changes. Like, he'll be in like a Revolutionary War uniform, and then like the next shot he's in like a Civil War uniform, and then like the next shot he's wearing like a completely different uniform. And it's like every time you see him, his uniform is completely different. Just like between different shots, and that's very funny.
Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. Fun time.
Apparently this was not nearly as well received as the last few Marx Brothers movies, like at the time, which I think is kind of ironic because now it's like considered one of their best.
Mm-hmm. But
it was like kind of seen as like a weaker installment and like wasn't as successful as their other ones.